Welcome, welcome to the live. I'm Jenny Hulla, and we are going to be talking about, there we go, yes, okay, making sure I'm live on Instagram. So, we're going to be talking about the Akashic Records. I'm going to be sharing some messages, and yes, we are good everywhere. So, if you're here, say hello, welcome. The Akashic Records. Are you familiar? Have you heard of them? Perhaps you have if you've been following me, or maybe that's what drew you here, or maybe you stumbled onto this or you were guided into this live. Whatever the reason, welcome. So let's just break down a bit what the Akashic Records is. The Akashic Records is an energetic library of all souls, past, present, and future possibilities. And so this is an energetic field that all of us have access to every single day. You do not need to be special in any way to connect to your own Akashic field, and perhaps you've already connected to it many times, and you may not have like labeled it that, because the thing is like this is your own soul experience, and so therefore you're walking and living your Akashic record. So maybe perhaps you had a vision or a deja vu moment, or you received guidance or a certain knowing. A lot of that can be from your own Akashic field, from your own soul record. And then of course we have our guides, and we have other beings that we can connect with depending on what it is that you're open to or what it is that you have gone on a journey with. So the cool thing, and what I like to share, or what I feel guided to share right now about the Akashic Records, is while I said that each one of us has the ability to connect and is connected at all times to our own Akashic Records, and you don't really need me or anybody to read your own Akashic Records. And I'm someone who believes in nuance, and I am very much a yes and type of person, especially when it comes to things like this, because that is true. And also, there's moments and times where we may come into contact with somebody, we may connect with somebody who is able to be a mirror for us, whether it be a coach or a guide or a mentor, or perhaps it's some kind of a psychic or a metaphysical experience, or it's an Akashic Records reader like myself, or perhaps even you're here on, like I'm live right now. I should be live on multiple platforms, live on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. So really just however you may have been drawn here, there's so many different um, reasons and things and all that stuff. So I'm glad that you're here. Let's see, let me check something. Let me get my screen. Fiona, hi. I'm on Instagram. I can see Fiona. So I had to check both screens. So I'm using a platform called Ecamm to stream to all the places. And it's cool that I can stream to Instagram now, so I can pop up. So Fiona, if you want, you don't have to, but if you want, since you're the only one here, you can get like special. Yeah, I happen to already know Fiona, so I'm going to disclose that, but I don't know her real well. So she decides she wants a mini reading, and she's like, yes, which you don't have to, no pressure. I've got some material and content I'm going to share. Um, that's one of the things that, ooh, Roger, hi, Roger. Roger's here too. So I love it. There's so many different ways I can go with this, but knowing someone, if you've never seen me or you don't know me, you could perhaps think that, like, oh, you already know these people and you're giving a reading. And you could absolutely think that. But also for you to try it out yourself too, for you to feel the connection and feel the vibration and feel the energy, that's really where the experience is. And an Akashic reading is not a psychic type of experience, although it does fall similar in that category. It's not to predict or tell you the future. It's not to like answer yes or no questions. So the questions that are going to be more empowering are going to give you perspective to help you learn about yourself more deeply, or to help you expand your understanding about something, or maybe perhaps bring a new fresh perspective, or to get more clarity on your purpose. And even with that, I'm kind of half and half on saying get more clarity on your purpose, because sometimes our purpose is simpler than what we make it out to be, because we can overcomplicate that. I know for me, and some of you may have heard this story before, but for me, uh, I wanted to know my purpose. And when I was going through Akashic Records training, I was asking all kinds of people that I was exchanging readings or my practice sessions. I would always ask them that question, like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? What's my purpose? And there was this part of me that really wanted to be told, like in very clear details, something specific. Like there was something that I wanted to hear. And so that's why I kept asking it because I was wanting to hear like you're met. It was almost like I was looking for some kind of a validation, like you're supposed to do this or you're supposed to do this thing and this thing and this thing, these different things that I had wanted in my head or maybe I was uncertain of. And then I don't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines of like, your purpose is to connect. Your purpose is to build community. Your purpose is to lead with your heart. And I'd be like, so simple. Like, I want to know. So I would keep asking. And there came a point in my journey where I had invested, I think, $200 in a reading. And I was like, asked that question and I got the same answer. And I was like, why do I keep asking this question? Like, and sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes us continuing to receive the same thing over and over, something that we already know that we're not willing to accept, or, we're wishing for a different answer. So I've been there for sure. Fiona, I know there's a delay on Instagram. So I see that you said it's always a guess for me. So if there's a certain question that you have that you want to ask, great. If not, that's fine. But think on a format like this, it's easier if there's a question, but hey, I'm down for the challenge and we can totally challenge that out. So while you're doing that, let me share. I asked the record keepers before I got on here. I asked like, what is a message that I can share with the group that's in the highest and best good for all? Whether you're watching this on live or on replay, this is something that they had shared with me to share with you. So they said, there's a time in your life when it comes time to believe in yourself more, to believe in your own thoughts and beliefs, to believe in what is and discern what isn't, and discern what is faith and what is hope, to go deeper into the world of trust in self and a deeper trust with your own personal connection to source. No matter where in the journey you are, what can you believe in more? And what can you release? Simple and yet profound message, I believe. Believe, I'm using that again. But it's what I received from that personally, this is like my interpretation from it, is no matter where we find ourselves in the journey, there's always an opportunity for us to like look at our life and the aspects of our life and what's going on and really just begin to explore the different things, because our beliefs, our trust in ourselves, our thoughts, our faith, our hope, discerning in what is and what isn't, our connection to source, all of these things that they referenced here, that the Akashic Record Keepers referenced, is that all of these things make up our identity. And so we've got our identity and we have all these different pieces that make us who we are, what we may or may not identify with. And I'm sure you can think of a time in your life where you had a certain set of beliefs that you believed in and thoughts that you believed in, that then later you found that they maybe weren't as real or as true, or maybe they shifted and changed and the relevance in your life shifted and changed, because we always are growing and evolving and we're going through these different things. So I feel like this message is just a reminder, especially in a world where there's so many energies going on in the world, so many different thoughts, so many different beliefs, so many different experiences and things being cast out into the world and out into the experience. Like there's just so much. And so to take this message and to really, reflect on, I'm going to read it again. So whether you just jumped on or you already heard it, I'm going to read it again. So this is the message from the Akashic Record readers. It's for everybody, whether you're live or on replay. So there's a time in your life when it comes time to believe in yourself more, to believe in your own thoughts and beliefs, to believe in what is and discern what isn't, to discern what is faith and what is hope, to go deeper into the world of trust in self and a deeper trust with your own personal connection to source. No matter where in the journey you are, what can you believe in more? What can you release? So, hi Laura, I see Laura's on Facebook. Hi. I love that all of you are here supporting. Thank you so much for coming. And since I'm on multiple platforms, whatever platform you're on, I do see there's a handful of people here live on together. If you do want a mini reading, then gently type, gently place your question. I don't want questions thrown at me. Put your question in the chat and I'm going to, since we're small, I'll probably give everybody a little mini reading. And I haven't done these in a while, so when I was doing them regularly, there was a lot of people on. So one of my intentions is, as I continue to show up and do this kind of thing, I'll probably go where I'm guided versus like going in order. But because we're a small group tonight, I'm going to gift this experience to all who are interested because I love this work. Okay, Fiona, give me a second. I'm going to tune into you. So give me 1 second. Okay. I haven't read your question yet, but I do feel like there's a bit of I don't know, it just feels like there's a bit of hesitation when I connected into your records, like this energy hesitation, and it feels like there's also a bit like of energy from your guides who are kind of like lovingly like waiting on you, but also kind of like the energy of, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. It's like the energy of like a mom or a dad or authority figure or something, or a teacher or whatever, kind of standing and waiting, kind of like like waiting, like come on, come on, but also kind of like, I don't know, that's the only thing I can think of is like, it was kind of like that energy when I connected. So let me see what your question is. Okay, so Fiona says, let's go with the theme of what you're talking about. What's my purpose? I had a download about transitioning my brand to being more of a thought leader and speaker. Any insight? Okay. Okay, so your guides are saying that there are many different paths that you can take. There are many different angles in which you can serve and many different ways in which you can show up. So remember that the way in which you are most aligned with is, it goes beyond the labels and the definitions of the labels that one has. And so the thing is like, here's how they're breaking it down to me. So they're like, okay, speaker has a certain set of like definitions and meanings and understanding. So there's a certain level of idea that's brought up when the word speaker is said, whether it's yours or another person or mine. So like there's a certain like idea or vision of what that is. And they're like, remember that it's like much more. So whatever that vision of what a speaker is for you, remember that it's like more than what it is that you may perceive. And sometimes we take these definitions, and they're going to tie in the belief, and the beliefs, we take these certain beliefs and definitions, and it's like, this is what a speaker is. This is what a thought leader is. This is what a speaker is. There's like a certain thing. And so the invitation here is to remember to allow yourself to be open to the possibilities of that energy that you connected to, of what it is that you're feeling. So it's like, it's almost as if, so it's like a download, right? So you got this download of this energy, and then you had a translation of the energy of what you perceived it to be, or what you believed it to be, or perhaps even the way that it came through, however way it came through, right? So you have this download, and you have this energy that you received. Then it's remember that you as a human, you as Fiona have a certain set of beliefs or ideas or understanding about that download or what it is. So remember to keep the possibilities open and continue to tune into the energy of the download and tune into the energy of what it is that you're being drawn to, and like from your heart, what it is you're being drawn to. Because I had a couple things, but they're like, not that, not that. So give me a second. Here's what they want me to tell you directly. You are far more and you are beyond the plain Jane definition of speaker and thought leader. And to remember that you are able to bring your own, I feel like I'm being pushed in the back, um, that you're able to bring your own unique essence and your own vibration into those words, into that experience, and into your way of being. Like, I feel like I'm being pushed in the back. Like, I have pressure right in the middle of my back right now. Um, and I feel like there's energy moving too, because I'm like, I feel like my breath is being taken away a bit. Like, I'm just going to share the sensations because I was going to start to explain the way it felt to me, but they just want me to explain the sensation. I feel like my breath is being taken away a little bit. I'm kind of getting short of breath. I'm like holding it up in my, like up here is where I'm holding it. Remember to ground, remember to center, remember to allow yourself to from like, speak from, I hope you can see this on Instagram, speak from like your core, speak from like that space, that space that allows you to connect like the above and the below, and speaking from that space and allowing like it's like allowing the downloads to come in, and then allowing and connecting and grounding in, and having that come together in your core, in which ideas, messages, ways of being, who you are and how you show up, like that all comes out of you. But it's almost like there's this period where it germinates in your like solar plexus core area. Okay. So, yeah, let me see if there's anything else for you. Yeah, that feels complete. So I know there's a little bit of a lag on Instagram. So if you have any follow-up comments or questions, feel free to type them in. And if you're watching and you want a mini reading, even if you've already recently had one, I'm down with it. And it's okay if you don't. That's fine too. Whatever works for you. I'm just going to take a moment before I disconnect, Fiona, to give you a chance if you do want to type anything in, and if not, no worries. Yeah, I think there's like a 4-second delay on Instagram. Laura, you said yes, please. So, Laura, do you have a question or anything that that you want to ask? Go ahead and type it in the comments. Fiona says that all resonates. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I know me being live on Instagram is kind of newer, so it's kind of quiet over on the Instagram front. Thank you, Fiona. I'm so glad you came. Oh my gosh, we have to catch up, Fiona. Like, I haven't talked to you. I don't think we've talked in like, I don't know. It's probably pushing a year, I'm guessing. Maybe 9 months, maybe 6. I don't know. Like, time just kind of all goes together. Like, we haven't talked in a while. So, Mo and Fiona have an amazing podcast called Mystically Inclined, and that's how I met them, through a mutual friend that we both have, and I've been a guest on their podcast. I love their podcast. So check out Mystically Inclined. If you haven't listened, what I love about Mystically Inclined is the two of them have like a little bit of a talk in the beginning, and then they have a guest on and they chat about some things, and sometimes they do solo episodes where they explore different stuff too. So I love their podcast, and I actually straight up I haven't listened for like a minute, but I do like their podcast. I want to share that. It's a fun one. It's a fun, like, they explore different topics and have a lot of different people on. So, and like I said, my favorite part is their little banter that they have in their catch up. She said, "Yeah, let's plan a catch up." Yeah. Drop me a message, Fiona, so that way I don't forget. And then we'll figure it out and work all the details, whatever that means. I don't know. Meg, yes, I am doing mini readings, Meg, and I love that you're here. Ooh, you get to experience my magic officially. Um, yes, if anybody wants a mini reading, because we are such a small group, because I haven't done these lives in like a year, um, go ahead and drop your question in the comments, and I'm probably going to get to everybody because we are small, which is awesome. Okay, just connecting from Fiona. Laura, you said no particular questions. So what I'm going to do, Laura, is I'm going to, give me a second here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Laura, is I'm going to explain. You've already seen me do this before, but I'm going to explain for anybody who's here and doesn't know me or is watching the replay that what I'll do for Laura with no question is I'm going to tune in for like an opening remarks type of a reading. So when I do personalized one-on-one readings, I do for like, so what I do is I get into your records and then I share opening remarks, and the opening remarks can be anywhere from a few seconds up to the entire reading. I've only had one reading in all of my time where the opening remarks lasted the entire time, which is wild that that happened, but that was like a rare occasion. But we got to the end and it was like, "What questions did you have?" And she pulled her paper and she's like, "All of them have been answered." And so it was really beautiful. So I'll do like an opening remark type of thing. So I'm just going to tune in and share. This is also something, I don't know if I talk about this when I do cacao ceremonies in person, but when I do a cacao and Akashic Records ceremonies, what we'll do is we'll have cacao and we'll come to a point where in a small group, I think for me, I found out that my max is like 12 to 15. But what I'll do is I'll like go around the room and give everybody like a little mini reading. So it's similar to that, Laura. And then for anybody else who doesn't know, like an opening record, I'll just tune in and see. So that way y'all know what the context is here. So give me a second. Let me tune in. Mm. Mm. Laura, your energy feels really like warm and cozy, which is awesome. So give me a second. Mm. Yeah, there's so much love being expressed um, for you from your guides. Like I just feel an overflow of love. Like I feel so much love being like poured to you. And so, um, Laura, you may already know this, but I'm just saying this more for like anybody else who doesn't know me or may not see these things. Like when I'm sharing like this energy or whatever I'm saying, so this is just Jenny talking here, not the record keepers, but when I'm sharing energy and I'm sharing the love, there is an energy transmission that's happening even though we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever we are, right? There's an energy transmission that's happening that's being sent to you with this. So I'm acting as a channel. I'm acting as this like channel as the information is flowing through. I'm sharing the thoughts, the feelings, the impressions, the words, the pictures, whatever it is, I'm sharing with you. And then it's for you to interpret. So, Laura, there's just like so much love. Like, it's like, it's love that I feel like if I really sat with it for a minute, I could just cry with how beautiful it is. Like it's just so much love being shared with you. So I'm just gonna sit here for a moment until they guide me into something else or however. So receive and take it all in. Hmm. I'm hearing this in a very song type of way, Laura. Like like I'm hearing what I would perceive to be like angels singing, like just a really beautiful melody, and they're singing this message to you, and I'm going to speak it to you. But they're singing this message to you, where they're just like, "Do you know how special you are? Do you know how cherished you are? Do you know how incredible you are? Do you know that your essence, your energy is one that is so beautiful and so unique? And it's one that shines so brightly. And while there have been dark or heavy moments in your life, there have been experiences that you have wanted to forget. There's been experiences that you have kind of like swept under the rug or hidden away. That with the understanding of all of those experiences, like including all of those, you are special. You are unique. You are one of a kind. You came here into the earth, into this experience. You came here into your body, into your life. You came here and you chose, they want me to change that word. You came here and you elected the experiences with your family and with your parents. You came in, like, I'm seeing this very specific, the way that I'm seeing it, and just honoring that, like, I'm seeing you it's the way they're showing it right now is like one of like a tube or whatever. Like you came in through a tube. Like what it reminds me of, because I don't know how else to explain it, is it reminds me of like when you would go to the bank in the drive-through and you would like put your money in the little tube and it would get sucked up and it'd be like and go over, kind of like a tube like that. But I'm seeing it more kind of like a slide. Like you came in. That's how they're showing it to me. It may not be literal, could be, I don't know, but it's like more of just the visual that I'm seeing with this. And it's like you came in, like you slid in through this tube. um and it's interesting because there's been like they're just showing me flashes of um I don't know, just the earlier parts of your life. Like it feels like baby, younger, like this earlier parts of your life where there was a lot of joy and there was a lot of like affection and like love shed on you and like around you, and just like, oh, she's so perfect, she's so perfect. um there's a lot of that, like, and I'm just seeing it really like it's almost as if in a way there's aspects of your life that there's been like a level of like perfection. um And it's interesting because it's not, I'm trying to match the words to it, because the words I want to say that are in my vocabulary, they're like, no, that's not it. So it's a level of perfection that was understood within the family dynamic. And it's as if what it reminds me of is like I'm seeing this vision and I'm getting this impression of like smiles on faces, and things are very happy and they look really good and they're clean and they're put together, but at the same time the smiles aren't fully like, it's not the full picture of what lies behind. um I'm not getting the impression that like bad or anything lies behind in this vision. It's just like the smiles are just smiles for the show, for the outside. um like, we're happy, we're put together, this is what we do. It feels like it was just more of like at times like more of a facade, a picture. um Let me see what else they want to share. They're circling back to the initial message that they were sharing, just remembering, connecting in and remembering who you are at the core level, at the soul level, and connecting into that pure love essence of who you are and why you came here. And it goes beyond the facade, it goes beyond the veil, it goes beyond that which has been perceived as real. They're inviting you into an even deeper connection with the essence of you. And an invitation here, because I was going to say the essence of Laura, and they're like, it's almost as if they didn't even want to call you Laura, because it's like you have this other, like, soul name, this other essence that they're inviting you to connect to, this deeper, more expanded version of who you are at a soul level, that goes beyond Laura. Like there's this deeper connection, and they're sharing that you can, as you connect, you can connect to a name if it helps you to, helps like your mind to connect into that energy and into that experience. You can have a name for that aspect of you, that that expansion of you, the wholeness of you, the energy of you. Having a name for that, um, can help your brain to, uh, understand the experience more deeply. So, seeing if there's anything else. I'm feeling a little bit of tingly on my crown. So just noting that perhaps maybe you are now, or maybe it's something that you can pay attention to. If there's any tinglies or anything happening, maybe it could be anything. That was me adding that on, but I'm just feeling it tingly on the crown. Yeah, that feels complete. And I'm feeling just that warm, loving energy that we started off with. So thank you for coming, Laura. So glad you're here. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect. Mm-mm. Hey, I see your question. You're welcome, Laura. Disconnecting. Okay. I also see Roger's question. He said always, okay. All right, Roger, I got you. Yeah, awesome. Meg said, what an amazing message, Laura. That was so beautiful. Megan, your turn. Mm. Mm. Okay, so I just have to note this, Meg. So what I do on my end, which you can't see just because I can't do my video to show everything. So what I do is I have like an Akashic record, um, prayer opening intention statement that I use, that I downloaded from the records one day when I was making cacao for a group, and I already opened like the records for this session. And so there's a way for me to connect and open the records for any individual who's here for Akashic Records information. And so that's the intention, so that way I don't have to like tune into the prayer every single time. So then what I do is I write down the person's name. So if we were in session, I would write down your legal name. But what I do when I'm online on a live thing where someone's screen name or name could be different or whatever, like, like sometimes I've done this on YouTube where someone's screen name is like, or even I've done this on Insight Timer where someone's screen name is like Sassy Flower 13. So I write down the name, whatever the name is, because there's a certain energy imprint with it. So I write down your name, Meg. And then I've never had this before, and all the times I've written down names, which is why I wanted to give you context and share. So when I wrote down your name, I felt like I wanted to put, let me see if I can, uh, so I felt like I wanted to do like, and I'll show you, I wanted to do like that around it, kind of like we like these little lines, like whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what I felt. I've never felt that before when I've written a name, so wanted to note that. So give me a second, let me tune in, and then I'll look at your question. Okay, yeah, tune in your energy. I feel like I just want to like dance or whatever. Like I just want to dance. And so she said her question is about any information on how to balance and heal her throat chakra. Um, it's interesting, as I was reading it, like I wanted to cough. And so Meg knows because her and I went through an emotional clearing training together. So like the coughing is energy moving. So I just felt like I wanted to cough immediately. And it's interesting because as I'm doing that, like as I was just touching my throat, like I felt kind of dizzy and I felt my eyes kind of want to roll back and I felt like a dizziness, like as if like the chakras were spinning is what it feels like, where it's like, and that's all spinning. And it's like almost as if it's easy to kind of be up here and be in the spinning. And then it's like, I kind of don't want to open my eyes. It's kind of how it feels. And it's like, shh, that's spinning a lot. Um, okay, they're guiding me to tune into your other chakras with this as well. So, um, Meg's seen this before, and some of you have, but sometimes I have different languages that come through as an energy transmission. Some people may call it light language. I mean, there's lots of different things. So that's what's here and present. So I'm going to go with it, but I wanted to give context for anybody watching the replay or who has never seen this before. So I just got chills all the way through my body, all the way down my spine. Unangalai intersetara kratakasinai ai ho ai 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 allowing yourself to use sound vibrations and use a certain tune that's similar to whatever the notes were that came out there, like a soothing tune to help like calm your nerves and help you come into the body. Like I just, it's like, it feels like a very motherly or like just this like embracing or this like a very grounding and at the same time it reminds me of different songs that are kind of like these songs where these females are singing with these like let me see, let me see if I have it like easily in here because the songs are like there's it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't. I'm gonna say this. So you have a point, Meg, and then I can follow up with you after. Um, I can look it up, but it's kind of like there's something about it that it's almost like this more like grounding energy, and I'm going to use specific words that I know Meg knows here. So it's almost like words or like songs, kind of like that. I feel like Holly would play or something that would be like "Women of the Earth" or whatever, like these songs that are singing about Running with the Wolves or Women of the Earth or something like that. I don't know. It feels like a song that Holly would play. I have no idea if she would, but it feels like that. So I'll look up and see if there's a certain one that matches this after, and I'll send it to you. Um, Let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, I'm seeing a vision of you meditating and meditating with certain like um, with certain songs that bring you into your body. Um, there's some energy moving, so just give a moment here. Like I can feel some energy uh, moving out through the throat. I'm also being reminded that you sing as well, and the invitation for you to sing and allow yourself to like process, release emotions, and it's like connecting to the soul of the voice and allowing yourself to express through the voice. Um, I don't know if you still are or you haven't in a while, so continue or more and connecting with it because there's just this soothing aspect of you receiving the music and the vibrations, as well as um, you releasing, processing, allowing the flow of energy. They're showing me a vision where it's like this flow of energy. So it's almost as if some of the energy is getting, they don't want me to say that word. Some of the energy is kind of bottlenecking in your body. So it's like, it's almost like that's one of the ways it can come out. But I'm also seeing it as this beautiful, like returning. And I am going to move my wonderful angle A. So, anyways, it's going to come through and it's going to come out and come up, back through, up, out, up, back through. So, with that, setting the intention that what is being released out through your voice is like what is no longer needed is released, and it that does not return back to you. That it's almost as like it's like a cleansing. And so, one of the things that they're sharing is that you can use like a visual like with your angels and guides and have them sitting around you, and this is almost as if one of the visuals you can use is like that because there's so much energy. Like I feel like this is really gonna like have you expressing in ways because I think you speak or sing in light languages or something as well, like I just feel like there's this activate like this like you like this energy is very potent and strong. And so allowing yourself to be in that and letting whatever go and it getting cleansed and just being in that space. It's almost like that space for you to explore where you have your own space and there's like no one else around so that you can just be in that space. And just be in that journey because it's like there's a lot of energy here for you, girl, to process, to release, to let go, to explore, to allow to move through you, to allow to go through you, to allow it to be expressed. And two, they're showing me that you can set up like crystals and you can set the intention that there's some of the energy getting cleansed and like, you know, go into the crystals and there's some that's clearing in front of you with the angel team. Like there's a lot that you can do, but there's a lot of energy here for you. And it's almost as if these are steps and these are ways for you to kind of have your brain and your body catch up to the spiritual advancements is kind of like the word, the spiritual advancements that have already taken place. And it's almost as if like your body and mind, it's time for them to claim, to own, to become, to be these spiritual advancements and activations that have already taken place, that are already present, that get suppressed because they're not being fully claimed at the level in which they've been activated. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. Meg said, I definitely released something when you were singing and I was crying for sure, sobbing. That was beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes. A couple people hopped on Instagram, but I don't think anybody's on Instagram right now. But if you are and I just can't see you, feel free to drop a question in the chat. And if you're anywhere else, just because like there's like for me, so I'm using a program called Ecamm, and uh, Ecamm puts it out everywhere, but like Instagram's a separate screen, so it's I'm like kind of checking over there, and first time I've like done it with both. So Meg said, "Wow, it was amazing to see you in your magic." Yes, yes, you haven't. I think it's your first time seeing me in my magic. Mm, yes, yes, yes. Feels so good. So thank you for the experience with that. Yes, yes, yes. Roger, it may be your turn because we are a small group tonight on this lovely Thursday heading into the eclipse, which, wow. Hey, Roger, if you're still here, I mean, I'm not going to tell all the story, but can I share a bit about like the experience in art class? Like, but without like telling like all the details, because honestly, I don't remember them, the experience related to these dates and stuff. Or I can just like go super high level overview without telling anything. He said he's here. Um, if you let me know I can tell more, I will, but otherwise I'm gonna like just kind of, he said, okay. Ah, Priscilla! Hi. Yay. Okay, Priscilla, I'll get to you in a second. So, an art class, so if you don't know what art stands for Akashic Records Training and Experience. And so, this is the training that I have to teach others how to open and access their own Akashic records. And so, part of how that's different is we do it over a course of four weeks or so, and the goal is for you to connect to your Akashic records, to learn your way, to have your confidence, because I believe you can do this too, so that you have your own access point. And so in art class, and I say art class, this is actually, so we have a monthly Akashic record connection that's within High Vibe Soul Tribe, which is community. I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but anyways, it gives you context of what it is. So people who graduated art class were like, hey, we want to continue to like practice and get together. And so I've included that in High Vibe Soul Tribe. And so we meet monthly and we explore different things in Akashic Records and practice and talk best practices and things like that. So in our last art class, I was like, you know what? I want to play. Let's play. Let's play with like future, because the Akashic Records is not future based, because it's not psychic predictive. And at the same time, sometimes we can tune into an energy, we can tune into different things. So I was like, let's just play. And I picked like, this was February, end of February. No, hold on. This just happened. It was the first, we do it on the first Monday of the month. So it would have been March 3rd. So March 3rd, we had our meeting and I was like, all right, let's just tune in to a future date. I'm just curious what comes through. So we tuned in and I just like March 11th, I picked a random date, which is interesting because all of us tuned in and got different messages. And then here we are in this week where, and I don't super follow this, but like I'm seeing all these posts like about the eclipse and the blood moon and all of these different things, like all these different things where it's like, I think we tuned in and we got similar types of things for March 11th. And then like Roger got something for March 15th. And so like we've got the eclipse and the blood moon happening on the 14th. And it's just wild, like um, what's possible with these energetic fields and these timelines and different things. So it just, I love this work. He said chills. Yeah, I love this work, and it's just really cool to. And if you've been here, you're watching the whole replay, you're seeing these different readings and these different points. So, um, Priscilla, I don't like to read questions before I like connect, but that's just my process. Like when it comes to being connected to spirit, like they don't really care about my process, but they let me do it so I can have my humanness of it. But it's like he said, double chills. Um, I looked and I happened to read your like question, and I just kind of like I just was like ugh, like I don't know. So for what it's worth, like it just I'll do my process and we'll see if that's still present. But like, I don't know. I just, I can't explain it. I'll just show it to you. So yeah, like it's still there. Like, um, and I feel like I just want to um, laugh like a slow clap. But I want to do a slow laugh. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I'm just gonna honor what's here and share it with you. Oh, yeah, like I'm like, like, I can't, I'm sorry, but this is what's here, and I'm not even like, I don't even know anything about the thing, but I just am like, and it doesn't feel like a laughing at you. I'm just laughing. I'm just like, whatever is being expressed from me right now, I just kind of, you're seeing, so this is part of the message. Like, oh. This is so funny. So, in case you can't see her question on honoring my journey and connection with a relationship. Uh, I can't even read. That's wild. I don't even know if I read. Question on honoring my journey and connection. Like, I almost like it's interesting the way that it feels is I feel like those words cannot be in my mouth, and I feel like I want to spit them out. Like if you're like I don't know, like eating, and I'm still having this like same type of like, like I'm still having the same type of feeling with this. Like I feel like I just chew it and I just want to like spit it out. But it's like just I'm not gonna. They're not even letting me like assign meaning to this. So just this is part of the message, the way it's being delivered. And it's not a laughing at, okay? This is just the energy that's here present. So I just want to be clear with that. Um, Let me see if there's anything else besides this. Oh, oh man, Jenny really hopes that there's like words that they put to this because oh, oh, hmm. Ah, sometimes, I don't know if this is what this is, but just for perspective, I once had a reading with someone where like we just straight giggled for like 15 minutes and it's exactly what was needed. So perhaps I can't see you. I have no idea if you're giggling too. So this is Jenny's humanness being like, I hope this is okay. But at the same time, like I trust the connection and this is just what's here. So, oh, oh. They're giving me all this like laughter and this stuff. So maybe this is the pattern interrupt. I don't know. This is Jenny assigning meaning to it. What's more important is that you have meaning to it. But I know sometimes on like lives and videos things can be misconstrued, and I just that's why I add more in. And maybe I don't need to, but if we were on Zoom in a private one, I would just say it once and be like, well, this is what it is, and then we would laugh or whatever together. Um, can't even I can't even settle into the energy without laughing. Like what? Um oh yeah. Hmm. Big smiles. Mm. I feel like that energy settling down. So give me a moment to tune in and see what else is here for you. Oh, oh, I just had another personal impression of what this could be, but I'm gonna leave that to myself. Um, oh, yeah. Oh, it's just like bliss. It's kind of like this bliss and happiness. Like I just want to laugh and just be in the enjoyment of it. And I just it's like an endless smile. And I feel like I want to daydream, and I just want to daydream and allow myself to be in the daydreaming of it. Um, yeah, like I just feel like I'm daydreaming of an experience. I don't have an exact one, but I feel like I'm daydreaming and reminiscing and reminding or remembering an experience and thinking of an experience that like it's just this bliss, and it's really beautiful because it's this bliss of remembering an experience and evoking a state, and also like being able to connect into uh, evoking that state and then using that state to like create and manifest from that state. Roger, you're welcome. Good to see you. See you soon in art in the Akashic Records Monthly. So yeah, see you soon, Roger. Thanks for coming. Um, but yeah, like it's in this state, and Jenny's talking now. Like what's wild about this experience channeling is that these things that come through me, I'm so grateful because I get to learn all these different things, and some things I remember and some things I don't. And since I'm explaining this, I probably will remember this, but it's like this like what is coming through me right now about like having this state and using this state to connect and create something for the future. It feels so easy like to be in this state because the state is so present. Like I'm just like and like I'm very light and I'm free and I'm open and I feel like manifesting from the state and like visualizing and painting, a picture of a future and connecting into that and putting that out in the quantum field, like that's really easy from this state. And Jenny's talking, like this thing of like, you know, sometimes, when we're like in the human life and the day-to-day life, and it's like, manifest, tap into the state, do these things. And sometimes it can be challenging to get into those states, or at least my experience, maybe not for people's experiences, but for mine. And so it's interesting, like how easy this feels right now to tap into that state and use that bliss and use that memory, and then allow that memory to help you access that place. Like it's still here. Like I'm just smiling, and I'm like, I'm kind of like giggling and smiling about it. Using that state to be able to like just create from the state, create from the desire, create from the bliss, create from the pleasure. Like this state like feels like pleasure in my body, and allowing that to be the place of connection, like pleasure, and like just allowing that to be the place of connection out. Um, yeah, just gonna sit in this a moment, and just it's being transmitted to you or giving you a moment to sit in it yourself or anybody else who is accessing this too. Because with group readings, there's things that can sometimes apply to multiple people. Um, yeah, Priscilla, this feels like it's your reading, like these different things that were conveyed. I know there wasn't a ton of like words or direct messages, and at the same time, like this reflection, this experience, this whatever it brought up for you, whatever you received from it, like that's your reading. Um, Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, they're confirming like that's that is your reading. That is your reading. And it's interesting because they're also like, it's beautiful because this is also uh, mirroring a lesson for all, myself included, of like allowing whatever to be, and um, interesting. I'm just full circle. If you weren't here in the beginning, I shared a story about how I was like always asking questions about what's my purpose, what's my purpose, what's my purpose, and wasn't happy with the answers that were coming through. And so it's just interesting because it's like just allowing to be like I used to be really annoyed that, you know, not annoyed. That's not even the right thing. I used to be self-conscious in a reading, like because my mind, my human was wanting to control the experience and, you know, oh wow, we just laughed for 15 minutes. Like, is that really like worth it? Or one time, and I think Priscilla, you were at this one, but one time we were at a cacao Akashic Records ceremony, and I gave mini readings to everybody in the room. And one of the people in the room, um, I was singing same but different, very different to what the singing was with Meg earlier. Um, and I was like singing or toning or something. And that was pretty much her reading. And then after she was like, oh my gosh, that was so great. Like I do sound bowls and receiving that was exactly what I needed. And so if you do channeling work or if you even do work with yourself or whatever it is, like when we're receiving messages, like one commitment that I made when I was doing Akashic record readings is for me to commit to being a channel and to share the messages that are present and to do my best. I'm still human and I learn and grow every single day. Do my best to share them as they're coming in, even if it's outside my comfort zone or like, you know, wasn't for me to, as an example with Priscilla's here, like it wasn't for me to judge or control or demand it be something else. I mean, I still was like, okay, let me see if there's something else. Are they going to give any words or is this it? And like, that was it. That was the message. And so as an example, this is not speaking for Priscilla, and this is just an example, is that, perhaps that triggered certain feelings or meanings or whatever in her that gave her the answer because it maybe reminded her of a moment or was the opposite of a moment, or I don't know, like there's so many different things, but maybe there was that elicited a memory of that, helped her to connect and realize like, oh yeah, this is exactly whatever it is. Like, I never know. And so, one of the analogies that my husband said that is just so perfect for this is that, you know, if you were asked to deliver a letter to someone, right? Like, here's a message to deliver to someone. Is it your job to like open it, read it, and change it and be mad and whatever, like, whatever? It's not your job to like figure it out. Is it going to the right person? Oh my God, that could hurt them. That's not whatever. Like, your job is the messenger and you give them the letter, and what they do with the letter is up to them. Another metaphor that he's also told me is like the metaphor of like, the whole thing, like if you give somebody a gift, you gave the gift and it's not up to you to control whether they like it, open it, use it, keep it, pass it on. Like, you gave the gift, and then it's up to that person to take that gift and do whatever it is they want or don't want to do. And so, like, just a little side thing. So Priscilla, thank you for the opportunity to share these other couple of things that could also help someone else in their journey as a channeler, as an intuitive, as a guide, as even with your own stuff. Like, the less we can manipulate the message as it's coming through or try to like make it fit a certain way, the more we can just allow things to come through, the more that will come through with more clarity. So thank you, Priscilla. She said perfect. So grateful. Yeah, let's see. I don't see any other requests for a mini reading. So let me just tune into the record keepers. I'll disconnect from Priscilla and then I'll tune in and see if there's any other messages today to share. And I don't know how many are on. According to what I can see, there's a couple people on. Definitely a small little group today, but I do want to pop up and do these more often. I let it go for a bit. I totally forgot about this, but hey, let's see. What else was I going to say? Yeah, if you want to book a one-on-one reading, jennyholla.com. All the information is there. Let me see. Record keepers and guides. Is there anything else to share? Nah, like they're like, it's interesting. It's like just today, I'm just getting the impression like today was exactly what it needed to be. Like, my lesson that I feel like they're giving me, and perhaps you need to hear this too. So here's the message. Like, I feel like what they're teaching me right now is they're like, because see, for me, I'll give you a little background on then kind of like with this message is like we're at an hour and I I'll give more background. So I have been resisting going live in this way for a while. And today I just had this like nudge, like go do it. And I was like, okay. And I scheduled it like 3 hours ago. And now that I'm in it, I'm like, yay, this is so fun. I love this. And it's an hour and I want to keep going. And the lesson that they're giving me that I'm sharing with whoever else this resonates with is like, I want to keep going. And I'm like, yeah, we're here. Let's keep going. And they're like, no, it's perfect. It's complete. Allow it to be complete. And they're kind of like giving me this perspective of like, this is one of the things that kind of drained me when I did it in the past because I would just like overgive instead of allowing like the energy to come to a natural close. And so there is a natural close here, not just because it's an hour, but there's like this natural close here. So instead of being like pushing beyond that space, allowing it to be what it is, allowing it to come to a close, and then, showing up in another way so I don't have to like keep um good. Y'all get to just witness this here on this experience. So it's like they're also sharing me that an aspect of my overgiving in the past was really tied to like a need to be accepted and a need to be needed and a need to be validated. So there was almost like an imbalance of energy by me going over and pushing kind of for more. It would create like an imbalance of energy where then it's like, it was almost like, and this is kind of dramatic, but this is just going to explain energetically, like behind it. So I talk a lot about energetics, like in my coaching or in my different products. There's a lot of that products in my programs. So, but it's like it created this energy imbalance that was kind of like, it was great and it came to a close, but then like I needed more validation. So even just kind of like, I'm going to show it here and get close to the camera. It's like, there was this like, hey, y'all still out there? Like, and just imagine, okay, like if we talk energy, if this is how I did like the next like amount of class, like you'd be like, holy crap, but I still sat back here with the, whatever. And I kept going and I loved it. It was great. And I served people, but also like just recognizing in our life where there's just a close or a completion to things. And when it's time to go, okay, that is complete and I will return. Okay, so that is the message they're giving me, and I'm grateful that I was able to share it here with you. Thank you for coming. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do these like on a regular schedule, like the first and third or something like that, or if I'm just going to pop up. I'm not sure yet, but if you do want to know when these are coming, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. You can either subscribe or follow on the place that you found me right here. You can join my email list. If I remember, I will send out an email to my email list that I'm going to go live. I think that's how Roger knew about it, because I just sent that out. I don't always do that. I don't know. I'm playing with it. I'm playing with different things, but I do want to come out here and share this more often. Bring a friend, share this with a friend, and thank you all for coming. I love you so much. Bye.